With the second pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, the Golden State Warriors selected James Wiseman, the 19-year-old freakishly athletic big man out of Memphis. Now, throughout their dynasty, the Warriors obviously have had great guards. They've had great wings. They had KD. They had Draymond. But what they really never had was a dominant center. They picked Wiseman second overall, coming off a really bad year where Curry, Green, and Thompson were all hurt. And getting the second overall pick, they were prepared for a big comeback the next season. With James Wiseman, hopefully, being a big part of this franchise's resurgence. In his first year, Wiseman had some highs and lows, and the Warriors got to the play-in game where they did lose to the Los Angeles Lakers. A lot of Wiseman's rookie season, though, was overshadowed by the fact that the Warriors selected him and passed on LaMelo Ball, who was absolutely fantastic in his rookie year and took home the Rookie of the Year in his first year in Charlotte. In year 2, James Wiseman did not play a single NBA game. He was out with a meniscus tear and did play some in the G League for the Santa Cruz Warriors, something that does relate to the topic of today's video. But we still saw pictures of Wiseman adding lots of muscle, looked like in really good shape, and we knew he would have big expectations in year 3. And those expectations only heightened throughout the season, as eventually the Warriors were able to return to the NBA Finals while Wiseman was out and take home the Larry O'Brien once again with Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and company, really with a mix of young guys and vets, which was the most impressive part, as a lot of people thought the Warriors had these young pieces that they were eventually either going to commit to more of a long-term approach or commit to their core right now, Steph, Klay, and Dre. And they really didn't do either. They found a nice spot in the middle, and they were able to go all the way and become champions again. Fast forward, James Wiseman is entering year 3. The Warriors' expectations are now at an all-time high. And really in year 3, he has not satisfied this Warriors front office and coaching staff clearly so far. In 11 NBA games this season, he's averaging 7 points, 4 rebounds, and an assist in 13 minutes a night, which on paper most definitely isn't bad, but he was racking up DNPs right before his G League call, and the Warriors seem to be very concerned with his lack of effectiveness in the pick and roll. And while his stats and averages on the season aren't terrible, in his last 5 games with the club before being sent down, Wiseman had 3 DNPs, 5 points, and 2 points, and it's very clear the Golden State Warriors were not satisfied with his performance. And really, in the G League, Wiseman has a chance to regain his confidence, as he is definitely more physically, athletically gifted than a lot of the players down there, and more just naturally talented. But he's also more naturally talented than Kevon Looney, probably. But Looney is clearly a more effective player in the Warriors system. And some of the things Looney does really well are pass the ball, set screens, and play solid defense, which are all things James Wiseman is capable of doing, I most definitely think. But up to this point, he has not been able to do consistently, especially setting screens, which is such a big part of the Golden State Warriors offense. And he has struggled at times to function in the pick and roll with Steph and Curry. A prime example of this is in this game versus the Magic in the third quarter, Curry bringing the ball up and really getting frustrated with Wiseman when he doesn't know what to do and where to set the pick. And the offense really stagnates because of that and forces Curry, even with how great of a shooter he is, to take a bad shot, and that was not an effective possession at all. And with a lanky guy like Wiseman, he's got to know where to be, because he doesn't have a lot of time to make up that ground, and he clearly has struggled in those pick and roll situations on the offensive and defensive end. Another example of this, also from that Magic game, is you see Curry in the corner here really just dribbling the ball kind of going towards Wiseman, asking for a pick, and Wiseman just gives him a really lazy effort, not effective at all, kind of just posts up without really moving towards Curry. And once again, the Warriors' offense stagnates because of that. And when they try to get Wiseman those looks in pick and roll, which he needs those reps to get better, a lot of the time it isn't that effective. And that's kind of the problem we have here. Wiseman needs reps to, progress as a player, but the Warriors can't afford to give him all those reps he wants, as they are trying to contend for a championship this year and repeat. Now looking at a clip from the defensive end, you see the Warriors playing the Detroit Pistons and facing one of the best shooters in the league in Bogdanovic, and Wiseman's playing in drop and just does not step up nearly in time or really makes a concrete read in the pick and roll. He kind of just stands there, and you can't play drop against someone like Bogdanovic, and it's clear Draymond needs help. He's got to step up, and this is a prime example of how he struggled on the defensive end. And while it is a stat that can have some flaws sometimes, Wiseman is posting a -9 defensive Raptor this season, which is awful and one of the worst in the league. And really, that pick and roll defense is something we can track back all the way to his Memphis days under Penny Hardaway. He really is a player that, coming out of the draft, people knew wasn't a good defender, but he had all the tools to become that, and he really just hasn't yet. In this Warriors game, though, on TNT, we do see some nice reps from Wiseman in the pick and roll with Jordan Poole, who has done a nice job this season in being able to find him. Wiseman uses the great agility he has at his size to roll to the basket quickly and finish, and Poole does do a good job in either finding him or creating a jumper for himself in these scenarios. And overall, I think the key for Wiseman, if he wants to help this Golden State Warriors team, he just has to keep learning as a player and improve his awareness, because we know he has all the athletic tools, physical tools to be a great big man. He has the tools to become a great defensive big man. He's shown flashes of that jump shot, which he's going to get to show more flashes of in the G League. And really, if he can just continue to learn in this Warriors system, I still think he can be good. But I can understand some of the impatience fans may have with his performance, as he really has been poor. And at this point, he's in year 3, and he's just got to be better overall. This season, he truly has been one of the worst defensive players in the league, and he's got to make improvements soon. James Wiseman, a very interesting player that has immense physical tools, a possible jump shot, but just really struggles on the defensive end and overall in the pick and roll, which is so key to the Golden State Warriors system. I thank y'all for watching, and peace out.